Emma checked the tactical readout one more time, her fingers dancing across the holographic interface with practiced precision. The data streaming from the Centauri border was impossible to ignore. Those weren't Calraxian battle formations. They were human. "James, you need to see this," she called across the monitoring station, her voice tight with disbelief. James abandoned his coffee-reel coffee, smuggled from Earth at considerable expense, and crossed to her console in 3 long strides. His eyes, augmented with military-grade optical implants, scanned the patterns flickering in the air between them. His jaw clenched. "That's the Hannibal maneuver," he whispered. "Down to the faint vectors and compression timing." Emma nodded grimly. "And look at this engagement from yesterday. The Vryn forces used a modified blitzkrieg against the Thorian defensive line. Broke through in 11 minutes. The irony was almost painful. 3 years ago, humanity had stood before the Galactic Council, accused of barbarism. The assembled species, the Calraxians with their crystalline logic, the Vryn with their hive-mind efficiency, the Thorians with their honor-bound traditions had unanimously condemned human military doctrine as unnecessarily cruel, psychologically manipulative, and strategically unethical. Emma remembered watching the broadcast, remembered the human ambassador's face as the verdict was read. Humanity would be permitted to join the galactic community, but only if they abandoned their primitive warfare paradigms. No more deception. No more psychological operations. No more guerrilla tactics, feints, or strategic retreats that were actually traps. Earth had agreed. What choice did they have against species that had mastered faster-than-light travel millennia before humans discovered fire? James pulled up a historical file, overlaying it with the current battle data. The match was 97% accurate. "They didn't just copy us," he said slowly. "They studied us systematically, every campaign we've ever fought, from Alexander to the siege of Terra Nova. The question is, why now?" Emma expanded the tactical map, watching as Galactic Council forces swept through contested space with unprecedented efficiency. For 3 years, they've been fighting their wars, the old way-direct engagements, honor duels, symmetrical warfare. Then suddenly, 6 months ago, everything changes. The answer came not from their analysis, but from an unexpected source. A coded transmission, routed through 7 relay stations and encrypted with a cipher that hadn't been used since the Human Integration Wars. When Emma finally cracked it, she found herself staring at the face of Ambassador Chun, humanity's representative to the Council. "If you're receiving this, then you've noticed the tactical shifts." Chun's recorded message began, her expression grave. "I need you to understand what's happening. The Council is facing something they can't comprehend, an enemy that doesn't follow their rules." The image shifted, showing grainy footage of ships unlike anything in the known galaxy. They moved wrong, phase shifted through dimensions that shouldn't exist, struck from angles that violated basic spatial geometry. "They call themselves the Dissolution," Chun continued. "They've been eating through the outer rim for 8 months, and the Council's traditional tactics are useless. Every engagement ends in catastrophic losses. So the Council did what they swore they'd never do. They opened the sealed archives. Every human military operation, every tactical innovation we were forced to abandon. They've been implementing them in secret." James let out a sharp breath. "They banned us from using our own tactics, then stole them when they needed them." "It gets worse," Emma said, fast-forwarding through the message. Chun's face reappeared, older-looking despite only minutes passing in the recording. "The Council is losing even with human tactics. The Dissolution adapts too quickly. They need the one thing they can't get from archives: human tactical creativity in real time. They need human commanders who can improvise, who can think asymmetrically." She leaned closer to the camera. "They need you. Both of you." The message ended with coordinates and a rendezvous time 18 hours from now. Emma and James sat in silence, the weight of the revelation settling over them like gravity. Around them, the monitoring station hummed with its usual efficiency, tracking a war being fought with stolen human ingenuity. "They'll never admit it publicly," James finally said. Even if we help them win, they'll bury the fact that human tactics saved them. Probably, Emma agreed. She began downloading the tactical data onto encrypted drives, her decision already made. But that's not why we do it, no? James raised an eyebrow. No. Emma met his gaze steadily. We do it because those tactics they banned? They're not just military doctrine. They're survival strategies developed by a species that spent 10,000 years fighting itself and its environment. They're proof that humanity earned its place in this galaxy the hard way. James smiled, that dangerous smile she'd seen before every impossible mission they'd tackled together. And maybe it's time the Council learned that there's a difference between barbaric and effective. Plus, Emma added, holstering her sidearm and grabbing her jacket, I really want to see the look on Ambassador Tor's face when he has to ask humanity for help. The same Corps who called us cosmic savages during the integration hearings? They left the monitoring station together, two humans carrying the weight of their species' banned legacy. Somewhere in the dark between stars, the dissolution was advancing. And the Galactic Council was learning a lesson humanity had known since the first tribe picked up the first weapon, in war. There are no ethics, only survival. And sometimes, the barbaric tactics of a young species are exactly what an ancient civilization needs to remember. Why they survived long enough to become ancient in the first place. The shuttle bay doors opened before them, and beyond the stars waited. Humanity's war tactics had been banned, copied, and would now be perfected by the only species that truly understood them. The galaxy was about to learn why humans had been so dangerous in the first place.